Welcome back to another Fancy Rugby video, and this time the World Cup is as close as ever. We've got 7 days until France face off against New Zealand in what potentially could be the biggest World Cup opener ever. If you love Fancy Rugby or Fancy in general, then you're going to love the channel, so please like and subscribe, join the channel and join our community. The game is out, so I recommend you all having a look at the game. There'll be a link to in the description down below, where you can also join my league. I think over 50 of you have already joined just off the first video, and that's fantastic. Let's get as many people in there as possible. And if you are new here, then as I say, please subscribe. Turn notifications on to not miss a video and a round of Fancy Rugby. So in this video, we're going to look at the best cheap players in each position, in my opinion. So we all know that players cost credits. People like Dupont are going to cost the most credits. But who are those gems out there? Who are those differential players? That's what we'll be going through in today's video. Starting off at number 1 is Riccioni for both Italy and Saracens. So even though Italy probably won't get out the group because, well, let's be fair, they've got New Zealand and France in their group as well, they do come up against Uruguay and Namibia. So obviously I'm probably not going to pick Riccioni for France versus New Zealand. However, Uruguay and Namibia are two really good fixtures where he can get some good points. And to be honest, Italy are definitely pushing that top 5. And at only 3 credits, this is an absolute bargain in my opinion. Obviously we know props are going to be slightly less credits than say a fly half, but you cannot go wrong at all with 3 credits. If he starts, I think he's a shoo-in. Next up a hooker is Dewi Lake. We all know that Dewi Lake has been named co-captain with Jack Morgan for Wales, and to be honest, he is one of the most expensive people in this video. 7 credits, but we all know that you can only choose 1 hooker per game, right? And when we look at people like Jamie George, who are priced at 10 credits, I think Dewi Lake is a bit of a bargain, to be honest. He's the captain, so if he is fit, then he's going to play, and he's going to play out of his skin. His tackling and jackling ability is paramount, and to be honest, if you compare him directly with Jamie George, I think they have a slightly better run than England, because at the moment England just aren't performing well at all, and Wales do have a really good opportunity to get to that semi-final. Next up is Matthias Alemano, who obviously plays for both Argentina and Gloucester. Now the reason why I've put him in, he's actually 5.5 credits, which compared to one of the most expensive second rows in Etzebeth is 9 credits. So we know there's a bit of a disparity with Alemano and Etzebeth. However, much like Wales, Argentina have a pretty good route to say a quarter or semi-final. They come up against England, which is probably going to be their toughest test, but at the moment Argentina are definitely favourites in that game, and Alemano is essentially their lineout specialist. With more points for lineouts stolen, lineouts won, he's going to be crucial to Argentina potentially getting to a semi-final. Next up on the back row is probably one of the most underpriced players in the game, and once again they come from Italy. It's the captain Lamaro. Now Lamaro is 4.5 stars, which is an absolute bargain, especially when you look at other people on the back row. Steph Totoy, Caelan Doris at 7.5. Now we know that Italy probably aren't going to make it out of their group, but they have Uruguay and Namibia, so Lamaro is going to be a defensive king against all of those, and probably make a shed load of tackles against both New Zealand and France. So the Italy captain for me is definitely being in my team for Uruguay and Namibia. Next up at scrum half, I've gone with Nagare from Japan. Now, even though Japan haven't been firing that much in pre-season, I feel like they have some good fixtures against both Chile and Samoa. They play Chile first game, so I'm actually looking to target some Japanese players for the opening round, and Nagare is definitely one of them. At 5.5 credits, he is pretty cheap, to be honest, especially when compared with a DuPont, which a lot of people are probably going to pick for the first game. At 10, it was a tough choice between two, one being Paula Garbisi and the other being the one I've picked in Lima Sapawanga. Both 8.5 stars, but the reason why I've gone with Sapawanga, essentially he's a former All Black, right? He's played for the Highlanders, both Wasps, and now playing for Samoa, who themselves have a lot of pretty decent players coming back, returning to their international eligibility. So if Samoa can get firing in their group, Japan, England, Argentina, they could cause a real upset. And obviously Samoa can potentially do it. They've done it before, but with Lima Sapawanga pulling the strings, who knows? In the centres is George Moala, another former New Zealander. Now, this was probably one of the toughest picks because there are quite a few centres, but I think priced pretty highly. And George Moala is 4 credits, which is an absolute steal. However, it's probably quite right because their first 3 fixtures are Ireland, Scotland, and then South Africa, which, to be honest, I don't think anyone is picking any Tongan players. However, they do have the ability to cause an upset. It's a South Sea Island country, and they do have, obviously, international players coming back from, say, New Zealand, Australia, etc. So he could be one to look out for. And then finally, potentially the biggest steal, along with Lamaro, his captain, is Ange Kapuatsu. He is 5 stars, and compared to other outside backs, he's half the price. Mapimpi, Peno are both 10 credits, and Kapuatsu is a shocking 5 credits. Now, we all know France, New Zealand in his group, but I keep banging on about Namibia and Uruguay. You have to target these games for Italy. They're flying at the moment. They're coming up in the Six Nations, potentially not going to finish bottom every round, and Kapuatsu is their superstar. So I'm even looking at him for captain against Namibia or Uruguay, so he's got to be in your team for those 2 games. So these, in my opinion, are the best cheap players per position. Let me know what you think of them down in the comments, and let me know if I've missed anyone as well. I always interact with the comments and reply, so leave them down there. If you enjoy fantasy, then like I said, go down in the description and join the JG Rugby League down below. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be bringing out another video across the weekend, so keep your eyes peeled, turn notifications on, and I'll see you in the next one.